I missed that. Oh well. We got a pretty good sized group here, so let's go back over to the truck.
They might have trouble keeping them. They're not worried about that. Which one is gold?
This is the thing that you're supposed to look out for, so. So you guys want to talk about your signs?
Yes, sure.
Go for it.
Why you guys are here?
We are here for many reasons. We are here for safe and stable schools. We are here to make education better. We are here to support each other. We're frustrated with the district because we've been trying to negotiate for over 10 sessions, and we went to private negotiations. We're asking for more mental health support, more mental health counselors. We're in really difficult times, and there are people that have been working for 20 years in the district, skilled educators, pulling in $700 every 2 weeks, and that is just ridiculous. There's a lot to say about it.
So you guys are teachers with the school, or?
Yeah, yeah.
See, I'm on the parent side of it, so.
Okay.
Yes, I'm on the parent side of it, so, and I attend this St. Paul School Board meeting, so, and even if I watch it online, I'm still there, whatever. And I finally found out about a march. I'm like, well, I should go do that march instead of going to school board meeting. I should do this too. So I'm on the parent side of this.
We appreciate your support. Thank you so much for being here.
So one of the things that you were saying is you needed more mental health support?
Yes.
So you needed more people to come in there to deal with mental health issues?
Right, for both the students and the teachers.
Oh, okay.
Like higher ratio. We're asking for reasonable class sizes.
Yeah.
And there's a reality of inflation has been gradually going up, and for the last 20 years, and it's not just this last 2 years, but for the last 20 years, we've always said, well, the students need more money than we do, that they need it more than us.
Yeah.
And so we've had lots of 0, 0, 0, 0, 1%, 0.5, 0.5, and so there's been this huge gap.
So you guys are saying your wages aren't good enough.
Right, and that's not going to bring people into the profession.
Yeah.
We need competitive wages.
Sure. And what kind of concerns on the mental health stuff? That was your first point.
Well,
what kind of concerns are you seeing?
It's basically you have to wear so many different hats.
Yep.
And it would be nice if students had a place where they could go to, where skilled, trained people could help them process what's going on, instead of having this come to the classroom and bring in this violence and just uncertainty in there. So we want stability. We want people, and we don't want teachers or ESPs leaving the district. We want to keep people there.
Yes.
The comprehensive district design is another thing. They passed the comprehensive district design right as the pandemic was hitting us, and we had to switch to online learning, and we had no time to combat that. We weren't asked if that was a good decision, but I don't know about the percentages, but around 30% of the families had to switch schools. So that means that their older brother and sister that were part of this school, this culture, had to switch. And I understand the logic behind it. However, it is not making our schools more diverse. The 3 high schools, South, Washburn, and Roosevelt, are more white. And South High School, which used to be the representation of Minneapolis, is more in the it's more racially isolated. So it's
I was one of those parents distant learning my kid, and it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
It was not easy.
Right.
I was missing a lot of work over this, so it hit me big time. Yes. Not easy.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice one.
Thank you. There's a lot of people here. I'll try to get an idea, but there's hundreds here. Even with the cold weather, there's easily hundreds. This is a fairly big event. Well, there's 1,000, I think, at least. So would you guys say that they're north of 1,000 people here? Would you guys have an estimate?
Sorry.
You're not a good guesstimator. We're not super great at guesstimating either. There's a lot of people here.
Educators and educator supporters. Welcome. We're going to practice a couple chants before we get started here. I'm going to pass the mic to Becca, who's going to ask you all to participate in a call and response. So come on in and get your lungs ready to do some chanting. Y'all ready to sing? Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Minneapolis, St. Paul. Do you hear our teacher call? Minneapolis, St. Paul. Do you hear our teacher call? Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. We won't give up the fight. Come on, leaders, do what's right. We won't give up the fight. Come on, leaders, do what's right. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. We love what we do. And we're good at it too. We love what we do. And we're good at it too. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Hey, I'm running a live stream for everybody just because you're tall.
Let's give it up for Becca.
If you just know, if you just don't drift over if you
Okay,
can.
we're going to
You're
practice
right
only
here?
one more chant,
Okay,
and then
I'll
we're
try
going to
not
get
to.
these speakers started.
We're doing live stream too, so. All right.
All right.
All right, thank you.
So, repeat after me. Okay, you guys are teachers and educators. Repeat after me. Imagine all there is to gain when we join together in purple rain. Okay, so the chant leaders are going to say that. Your job as the crowd is to go, purple rain, purple rain. Yes, much shorter than the song, all right? Purple rain, purple rain. Okay, is that better? Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to say, imagine all there is to gain when we join together in purple rain. You say, beautiful, beautiful, but much louder than that, okay? All right, here we go. Imagine all there is to gain when we join together in purple rain. Imagine all there is to gain when we join together in purple rain. One more time. Imagine all there is to gain when we join together in purple rain. Beautiful. Great job, everybody. Let's get this started.
I heard about you guys.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a parent in the St. Paul school system. I'm a parent.
Yes! How empowering is this? Woo! Who's feeling empowered?
I'm running.
On this side of the river in the last week or so, we've had some serious tragedy in our schools and our communities. But this is what hope looks like.
Hey, I'm right there.
This is what putting students first looks like. This is what hundreds and hundreds of educators saying Black Lives Matter looks like. This is what having each other's backs looks like. My name is Greta Callahan, and I am a proud kindergarten teacher on release, serving as teacher chapter president of the Minneapolis Federation of Teachers Local 59. I'm joined here by my counterpart, Leah, and in a second I'm going to hand it over to her. But first, I just want to ground us in this fight. We are in the fight of our lives for our public schools, for our cities, for our states, for our nation, for our freedom, for our future. We're calling on a living wage for ESP, more mental health support, smaller class sizes. How reasonable is that? It's not just our fight. This is happening everywhere. And those at the top continue to run our schools with a corporate top-down model as our students and educators continue to do so much more with so much less. And those at the top continue to do so much less with so much more. Boo. And they say, well, we can't afford that. We say, our students can't afford to lose another great educator. Our students can't afford to sit in classrooms with 45 other students trying to learn. Our students can't afford to be in crisis without licensed mental health professionals.
If we get in your way at all, let us know.
You cannot afford to not invest in our schools, our students, and those who are closest to them. So we are no longer hoping, waiting, sitting around, thinking that maybe those at the top with all the money who are so far removed from kids are going to do the right thing. That's why we're out here in, what is it, -2 degree weather? That's why we're taking a strike vote next week, because we love our students that much. We haven't done that in 50 years in Minneapolis. We haven't done it in 2. So when they say to you, what about the kids? I want you to say, exactly. What about the kids? What about the kids? Exactly. We've been screaming, what about the kids, for decades. And the louder we get, the more they start to say, well, a strike might cause them harm. Which has made our workforce of mostly women silenced. It has shamed us into submission as we have watched them harm our students. So everyone here, get one of your hands, get one of your mittens, anything, and put it right here on your gut. I'm watching you, everybody. Put it on your gut. And just breathe with me once. That feeling That is the feeling of the righteous fight we are in. That is the feeling of knowing it doesn't have to be this way and we can do something about it. That is the feeling that you are being called upon to do whatever it takes for the schools our students deserve. Do you feel it? Do you feel your gut? Do you feel that? That is the currency of a strike. Lead with your gut. Lead with hope. Lead with love. Lead with confidence.
We're going to be going audio mostly because
Thank
they're
you for
having
being
these
here. Thank you for standing
people
up for
from
our
the
students.
union.
We are on the right side of history. I'm going to hand it over to Leah. She's going to do a land acknowledgement, and then we'll hear from some speakers.
Thank you, Greta. As Greta mentioned, I'm Leah Van Daster. I'm an 8th grade English teacher on release as president of St. Paul Federation of Educators, and I'm thrilled to be here with all of you today. The fact that you're all here today shows us how important this issue is. This is not something we can take lightly, and we cannot let it go. As we start today, I'm going to remind us about the land acknowledgement, that we are gathered today on traditional homeland of the Dakota people who have stewarded this land for generations. As we start this gathering, let us remember the challenges people of color have had with the education system in this country, from the boarding schools that separated Indigenous children from their families and tribes to segregation and inequitable resources for Black and brown children that continues today. Let us hold this centered in our thoughts. Thank you. All the things Greta said, I could repeat, but it's cold. The time is now. The time is now. We cannot wait any longer. I have a little something here to say. It's not much. You guys want to avoid a strike? We can make it easy for you, Ed and Joe. Do your job. Cough up that dough. Put families and kids as number one. We can get this job done. All right, you're in for a real treat because our first speaker this morning is going to get us off to a great start. He's an elementary counselor, and he's worked in both Minneapolis and St. Paul. Errol Edwards, I don't want to leave off his last name. Errol Edwards knows firsthand that if we don't have good class size and the right mental health supports, what that can do to students. We're going to let him tell his story. Errol?
Thank you so much for that great introduction. Before I start, if we could please do a moment of silence for Amir Locke and Deshaun Hill. Good morning.
Good morning.
I came here today with many thoughts and feelings, many strong emotions. For those who know me, even in the cold, I can sit up and talk to you beautiful people for hours. But we don't have that type of time today. So I want to be able to use my voice to advocate for our scholars, for their families, for our schools, our staff, and our community. So forgive me, I had to take some bullet points. Make some noise, SPFE! Make some noise, MFT! Make some noise, ESP! When I woke up this morning, I had extreme anxiety and I was in crisis. Not because of public speaking. This is something I enjoy to do. But I'm scared. I woke up scared for our future. And what the future of our students, schools, and communities will look like. When I'm scared, I don't freeze. I don't run. I fight. We are here in solidarity, together, strength in numbers, across both sides of the river. To fight for the rights of our schools, our students, our staff, our families, and our community. We cannot ignore mental health needs and supports for our students. Our world is scary and dangerous, especially for people who look like me. Our students are coming to school dysregulated, with strong emotions. They suffer traumatic experiences. The stakes have never been higher. Our students, schools, parents deserve so much more in real systemic change. We are living in a world, a country, a state, a community, a county, a city of racism. What I believe our school districts are doing is a component of systemic racism. District leaders want us to increase class sizes. Our ESPs and support staff need a living wage. They are essential in our districts, and most of them look like our students of color. Our ESPs matter. I'm just a pawn in this game of chess. Us together, our power pieces. And our special guest, Attorney General Keith Ellison, and U.S. Representative Ilhan Omar. We need you more than ever. Our students, families, and communities are hurting and need real change. Our future depends on it. Our district has given us no choice. We must fight. So when the district wants to eliminate or cut mental health supports, what are we going to do? When the district doesn't want to give our ESPs a living wage, even though their students are going to the same schools, what are we going to do? When the district wants to increase class sizes, what are we going to do? I love each and every one of you coming together at negative degree temperature. This shows perseverance. This shows grit. This shows determination. This shows that we are not going to back down, that we are going to fight, because we have no actual chance. We have to fight. Together in solidarity forever, we got this. Thank you, everybody.
How amazing are our educators? Thank you for that. Next up is my sister, who does not need an introduction. She has been holding down George Floyd Square for almost 2 years. She is a brilliant educator, Miss Marsha Howard.
I feel like one of the kids. I'm gonna be coming up here all snotty nosed. It's cold out here, so raise your hands and stomp your feet. Oh, come on now, raise your hands and stomp your feet. Minneapolis and St. Paul teachers. Come on now. Support staff, come on now. When I say I ain't gonna keep you, I ain't gonna keep you. It's cold out here. It's cold out here, and it's been a long week. It's been a long week. But I need you to understand that when we do this fight, they are going to come up to you and say that Minneapolis, suffering the losses that we have in the last week, read the room. Is this really what you're fighting for? Your answer better be yes. Exactly. Exactly. This is the fight. I have been in this district in Minneapolis for 23 years, and I am going to be honest. At any given time, I could count on my hand my colleagues as teachers that looked like me. Hold up now. I'm at Roosevelt in South Minneapolis. When I communed with my colleagues that looked like me, they were ESPs. They were ESPs. They were EAs. Our district fills those positions with folks that look like the students, but then pay them the same poverty wages that people like me are supposed to just get used to. And even if they can't go up in steps, they make their benefits cost so much that they might as well give an entire paycheck every month just to pay for health care. Oh, y'all don't know about that. I'm an educator. I only got one child. If I had one kid or 5, it would have been the same amount. But I'm telling you, the cost to ESPs and other support staff giving half their paycheck every month for that, let alone the fact that they don't work in the summer, let alone the fact that they don't get unemployment. Why do I leave Roosevelt and head to the co-op and my colleague is there behind a counter? She my age, I'm grown, I'm 48. I shouldn't need a second job. They shouldn't need a second job. It should be enough because we're enough. And we are necessary. If we weren't in them schools, they would shut down. So shut them down. Shut them down. Shut them down. Shut them down. And if they say, what about the kids? Your answer better be exactly. Exactly. I spend half my time behind a desk and the other time at a fire pit in a defunct Speedway parking lot. And I'm going to tell you right now, don't get it twisted, it's for the same reason. It's for the same reason. Our children's lives matter. Our children's lives matter. And we are the shepherds of those lives. Y'all know what we doing. You know that it's important. Don't let nobody turn you around. Don't let nobody steer you away from what this fight actually is. I'm warning you now. Listen, they are going to look you dead in the face and say, what about the children? We can't stand it anymore, so we got to stand up. If you can't stand it, stand up. If you can't stand it, stand up. If you can't stand it, stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. MFT, stand up. Stand up. St. Paul, stand up. Stand up. And I mean that shit.
That was a powerful speech.
Thank you, Miss Howard. Well, I'm sorry to our Attorney General who has to follow that. But next we're going to hear from our friends, our ally. To my kindergartners, he's one of our favorite guest readers, our Attorney General, Mr. Keith Ellison.
Thank you, Greta. What about the children? Exactly. What about the children? Exactly. You know, just this past week, our children suffered such a tremendous loss, and they need somebody who can provide mental health services to them. That's right. You ask me, what about the children? Exactly. We need mental health professionals. Exactly. You ask me, the children need time and they need attention. Exactly. And when they are in a big giant classroom, that individual student cannot give the attention that he or she needs. So they need a classroom of a manageable size. Exactly. Right? What about the children? Exactly. And when those children need help from a paraprofessional, they need somebody who's there for them, who cares about them. What about the children? Exactly. And if that paraprofessional can't even afford to live their lives because they don't get a livable wage, what about the children? Exactly. So don't lecture about what about the children. You do something for the children. They know what they got to do. Look, what's the agenda, everybody? Livable wages for the paraprofessionals, right? Mental health counselors for the kids, right? And fair class sizes for these children. Am I right? The bottom line is, we will not succeed unless we stand up strong for our children. And you cannot deprive the teacher and not deprive the children. You cannot deprive the paraprofessional and not deprive the children. You cannot withhold mental health services for the kids and not deprive those same kids. But it is very simple and it is very clear. We have to make a clear demand for the money, for the resources to care for our children. What about the children? Exactly. Keep on fighting, everybody. We're with you 100%.
Oh, we're so lucky. Thank you so much, Keith Ellison. Before we bring up our last speaker, I just want to thank some of our elected officials who are here. State Auditor Julie Blaha, one of our own members. We love you, Julie. And State Rep Aisha Gomez, thank you for being here. Yep, State Rep Cindy Jordan, thank you for being here. And of course, our friend and ally, Councilwoman Robin Wansley. Thank you so much for being here, sister. Okay, and now we're going to bring up another friend, another ally, someone who I personally look up to so much, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Thank you for being here. Woo! look so beautiful from up here. So I'm really cold. And, you know, people oftentimes ask me, Minnesota is so cold. Why is it that you live there? And I always tell them that it's a cold state, but we have the warmest of hearts. And it's warm hearts that build community. And this is what community looks like. And community is built in our schools, and it's built by the people that care for our children. And that is every single one of you in this place. So I have one of my former teachers, Ms. Brenda Johnson here. And as many of you know, I'm a proud alumni of Edison High School and a graduate of Minneapolis Public Schools. And I'll tell you one thing. As an immigrant coming to this country, being in the United States only 2 years before I arrived at Edison High School, I don't think I would be where I am today if it wasn't for educators like Brenda Johnson. There is no future for children if they don't have dedicated teachers and staff in our schools. So the fact that there is a lot of conversation concentrated on educating our children, preparing them for a future that is going to be very competitive, making sure that we raise wholesome, healthy kids, and that conversation doesn't include paying our teachers wages that they deserve, making sure that we have mental health and social work support for our kids, and that we are not thinking about providing wraparound services for our kids in our schools. So if you care about investing in the future, if you care about investing in a community that will grow and thrive, if you care about the health of our community, then you have to care and invest in the people that raise that future generation. I was raised by educators. And I know firsthand how dedicated they are. I know firsthand the sacrifices they make every single day. And I know firsthand how important they are in our communities. And so to the Minneapolis teachers, I see you, St. Paul too, but to the Minneapolis teachers who have educated me and are educating my kids, I say thank you. And as a former union member, as a sibling and a friend to union folks, I say I stand with you in solidarity. And I know that when we organize, we win. We win. So let's keep organizing and bring home a big win for our children and for our communities and for our state and country. Thank you.
That was Congressman Omar. She gave a really good speech.
Thank you, Congresswoman Omar. Thank you to all of our speakers. Thank you for being here. All right, Leah's going to give the next directions and we'll get moving.
Okay, so we're cold. We need to get moving to warm up. We're going to follow the truck over to St. Paul. So we just keep walking and moving. It'll be a great time. We're going to have some chants, some singing, and some moving.
Let me talk to you. Don't worry about it.
It gave some good speeches.
He's not old enough to do what he's saying he's doing. I don't even know this. And I'm like, I'm embarrassed. ever.
What was the spelling?
Watch somebody come
Her name was Howard? Who?
about
Marsha Howard.
Marsha Howard? All right. What's her title?
She's a teacher.
Teacher, okay.
That's really the angle you're trying to go with me. They for real. Plus they're ridiculous, so don't worry about it. They're for real, they're ridiculous.
You all right, though? Okay, good. I know it is. Hey, man, why don't you get better weather for the boss, man? Come on, man.
Hey, how are you?
You gave a really good... Oh,
Hey, what's up? Hey, Marsha.
Say hey. Yo, we're recording.
she gave a powerful speech.
You never know I'm recording.
Yeah. Hey, Keith. You did a really powerful speech.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you're a teacher, or what?
I teach high school, yes.
Teach high school?
Time and everything, but yeah, I'm St. Paul. I go to the school board and everything.
Thank you for
So,
that. That's
of course,
how we make change.
Exactly, right? I know I miss that school board, but when I miss it, I watch it online.
Hi, I'm Jean. I'm with Attorney General.
I'm Robert Marvin, yeah.
Great. What outlet are you with?
RJM Media, yeah. I wanted to thank him for giving a recommendation to my son.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I can tell you've been out here a while. You got some
Oh my God.
icicles.
Hey Keith, I'm Robert Marvin. I wanted to thank you again for giving a recommendation to my son to the Naval Academy.
Well, we're proud of him.
Because my son's a Marine, and he's...
a Marine. Oh, no, not you.
I'm definitely not.
You're not a Marine, so...
Hey, can you do a thumbs up?
They were trying, yeah, Keith, yeah. They were trying to get me to run against you for Congress a few years ago, and I was like, you know what? I can't run against the guy that gave a recommendation to my son to the Naval Academy.
Well, you know what? We're very proud of him. And
Yeah.
my thing about elections is that everybody has a right to run.
Yeah.
Hey, so, but anyway, good to see you. And
All
give
right.
yourself my best, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
You take care, dear. All right.
Thank you. And the Howard speech was the powerful. She had the best one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Omar was
Omar
another
was
one.
awesome too. And my phone died there.
Your phone died.
I got it going now, but you got it.
But I definitely wanted to publicly thank Congressman. He was Congressman at the time.
Yes.
But I wanted to publicly thank him because giving my son a recommendation to the Naval Academy
and I got to tell
was
that it was hard on my daughter because I'm a parent in St. Paul.
Yeah.
I go to the school board, so it's nice to meet him and everything.
Yeah. So I don't normally see eye to eye with him on a lot of political stuff, but as far as being somebody who did something good for me anyway, it was good. So it's time for us to get back to our car. We're not going to walk with them. We're not going to walk in the speech. So, oh hi. So do you want to talk about your sign? No. Thank you. My mask is just going nuts. So they had a lot of people here. I would say, what would you say there was north of 1,000? If you were to just guess.
I'm a bad judge.
There's a lot of people here, so yeah, there's a lot of people here. It's hard to tell. There's a lot of people. North of 1,000, I would guess. What?
We need to go. I gotta out it out bad.
Okay. Ready to go?
Seriously. She said she can't talk about it now because it was embarrassing. That's why she kept on putting her sign in front of me.
Oh,
and
yeah?
the camera guy yelled at her.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So you want to go, or?
I don't know.
Well, just stick with me, okay?
That's who I am. But
So if you're under a security concern, you stick with me. All right?
yeah.
Don't get away. If you're being threatened or whatever, don't anywhere. Stay within 3 feet of
I
me.
even think I kept on moving. I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah. So if somebody's threatening you
I knew it.
with the congressman and with
I
the
was
attorney
trying to
general,
move slightly nice, but then it got to the point where I got outed.
we'll talk about that. You know, because I can tell you that that's not acceptable.
And I was going to tell the camera guy and Ellising, but I don't know what Ellising would have said. I should have said something to Ellising.
So they were doing this right in front of them. So
That's right in front of the news guy,
yeah. So we're almost at the tail end. So there's a dog.
Oh, good dog.
Oh, my fingers are frozen. So we should ask for some interviews before we leave, Cammie.
Yeah.
So did you guys want to talk about your sign and why you're holding it?
Absolutely. We're the only thing standing in the way of privatization of public schools. And I mean, it's happening everywhere. I'm an early childhood special education teacher. The only place my kids can get their services is in a public school. Any charter school can say, no thanks, take the money, and then send them back.
Help you? Even at charter school, doesn't have the programs to help you.
They don't have the programs to help my kids, and even if they take them for some sort of pre-K program, they're going to see them and say, we can't serve this kid, they need to go back. But guess what? They stay with the money, and we don't have enough to make sure that my kids get what they need to stay safe and learn. That's why I'm here today.
All right, thank you. We don't want to hold you up because
I'm a parent. I'm in a St. Paul park, so yeah, this is affecting my kids too. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we want to go back to our car. So Cammie was being really seriously threatened. She was being major threatened by people. We got videos of it. So she was being major threatened. She was being major threatened. So we got videos of a lot of it. So,
that was not
so it's
cool.
really not cool.
Parent.
So
I'm on the St. Paul side. I go to school board. You know.
we got you know.
That was not cool. You know.
Major threats. Yeah. I got a video of it, so on a separate line. Anyway, this was a good event. My guess is it was north of 1,000 for sure, right?
Really? Looks like it.
I think so. Yeah, there was a lot of people. It was in the hundreds for sure.
Looks like there's more driving over,
Yeah, I'll probably.
Let's go.
My foot is cold.
Yeah, we're freezing. So, thank you very much. Yeah. I got that in my video, so.